for your attendance at the October 15th Board of Trustees meeting. We are going to reconvene the open session and report 3 items out of closed session, and that was rejection of claim for damages against the Lancaster School District. On a vote of 5-0, we rejected the claim. Rejection of claim for damages against the Lancaster School District on behalf of student 710-47642. On a vote of 5-0, we rejected the claim. And on the rejection of claim for damages against the Lancaster School District on behalf of student 710-31054, we rejected the claim. We are move on. I'm sorry, the time is 6:06. We are pleased to have Andy Perez from Northrop School lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please stand. So your right hand over your heart. Begin. I pledge to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible.
Thank you very much, Andy. Appreciate that. Now we can move on to recognition of the Knowledge Bowl winners.
All right, good evening. Today we have the opportunity to recognize our schools and winning teams that participated in the Latino Knowledge Bowl. My name is Alicia Casey, and I'm the Director of Student Equity, Access, and Outcomes. In honor of celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month, Lancaster School District hosted our 2nd annual Latino Knowledge Bowl. This event is a friendly competition that allows students the opportunity to showcase their knowledge of Latino history, past and present, in a Kahoot-style game. We had 10 schools that participated this school year, 4th through 8th grade. And this year we had an elementary competition and a middle school competition night. And we were able to have each of them here at our Parkview Educational Conference. So just very quickly, before we recognize the teams, we would like to thank Cindy Queen, Director of Assessment, Integrated Technology, and Multi-Learner Programs. Also, Jamal Brown, who's the creator of the Latino Knowledge Bowl and the Latino 365 calendar, for hosting each night. Thank you to the district admin board members for being there and cheering on our students, the family ambassadors and community liaisons for decorating, greeting families, and making sure stomachs were fed after the heavy night of competition. Thank you also to Discovery and Linda Verdi, who we were blessed to have their students perform for us. And a special thank you to our site administrators who support, and also the coaches of each team who took time to meet, practice, teach, and ensure their students were ready for the competition. We could not have done this without the families. They allowed their students to practice after school and made sure they were on time to the event. We thank them for that. And of course, most importantly, Thank you to the students who put in the work and who we are here today to recognize. I'm first going to call out our 3rd through 5th place teams for both elementary and middle school competition. And if any of you are here, although we have people standing, just wave your hand so we can recognize you. For elementary, we have 3rd place Mariposa, 4th place Discovery, 5th place Monte Vista. For middle school, we have 3rd place Paiute, 4th place New Vista, and 5th place Linda Verde. Congratulations to these teams. And at the end of each night, we were able to celebrate our 2nd place teams, who are also going to receive a 2nd place trophy to keep out their school. So we want to call up our 2 teams who were in 2nd place. We have Sunnydale Elementary School. From Sunnydale, and our middle school was Endeavor Middle School. And then if you don't mind, if you can stand up front, and if any of our board members or our executive cabinet members would like to come and take a picture with our 2nd place teams, please come on to the steps. Also, if there's anyone else that are from these school sites that want to come up and take a picture, please do. Families, feel free to take a picture. And let's give them one more hand. And Endeavor. And now all of the sites did their best. It was a fierce competition. And at the end, we had El Dorado Elementary School. Give her a hand. El Dorado Elementary School for our elementary division, and Lava were our 1st place teams this year. Right. Give us one more shot for the first meeting. So thank you so much for letting us recognize our Latino Knowledge Bowl winners. And we are getting ready already for our Black Knowledge Bowl in February. Thank you very much.
Thank you. On to the enrollment.
Thank you, Mr. Nguyen. As of yesterday, the district has 13,844 students in that population, 398 early learners for a total of 14,242 students. This is 26 more students than the last board report 2 weeks ago. Still 73 students, though less than the same time period last year. Of that population of 1,051 were designated as homeless, 391 as foster students, and 692 students have one or both parents in the armed forces.
Thank you, Dr. Freeze. So normally we would say, those of you who came for the Knowledge Bowl, the winners, free to go. I know that you have homework to do. Parents may have ice cream to take you out for those. But congratulations, thank you all very, very much. So we'll move on to celebrating 20 years of Jack Northrop. That's going to mean that 20 years ago tonight, I slept out in the cold to put both of my daughters. So come on down.
Oh, crap.
All right.
Presenting.
Those quick glasses.
Yeah.
Oh. Again. Yeah, they're not gonna be able to hear.
Wait.
One second.
Look up there.
Guys for coming so much, and because you guys came, me and my partner here, we're gonna pass you guys one of these, but you're just gonna hold this black one right now, and then the parents does some kind of. You guys are all gonna just hold it by the black one right here. Just hold it by the black one. Listen for the directions. I don't know if you guys can do it with kazoos and glasses. Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one. We're gonna try to get through them. You guys ready? All right. Thank you guys. Go. All right. Get everybody here. All right, ready? Okay. And put your thumb on the top. You ready? You got on top? We're going to push one time. We're going to push it another time. We're going to push it another time. And it should light up. If it doesn't, keep pushing. Yeah. All you can.
Alrighty, so. Okay, so generosity we have here at Jack Northrop, because we have a student that just doesn't want one for himself, he wants one for his mom. Yeah. So, and that's kind of the focus of what we're talking about tonight, which is our how we're working with building that community, celebrating 20 years. I told you this when I'm so lucky to come in the spring and say, guess what? It's been 20 years since we opened up the district building. And one of the reasons I wanted to come back to Jack Northrop was because of that community spirit we have. At first, I would like to say thank you to Ms. Chris Pulls for organizing that. She had created a fire in our school. Okay. Oh, okay. So this was 20 years ago. That happens to be my son, who is now 6'3". He'd be really mad at me if he knew I was showing this picture to everybody tonight. But that was the first day that we opened up Jack Northrop 20 years ago on the first day of school. And he was a kindergartner there back then. So being back at Jack Northrop, it's a sense of pride, it's a sense of community. I'm Allison Harmon, I'm the principal.
I'm Shana Moya, I'm the assistant principal.
And we're excited because we're the new Jack Northrop administration team. And so we've got a lot of good stuff going, but we're just hitting October, so we don't have too much to tell you tonight because we're just starting to build our foundation as to where we're going. What we have been focusing on is bringing in that spirit of multi-tiered systems of support, MTSS, to our community. One of the things that I've always loved about Jack Northrop is that we've always taught the whole child. Before there was a term MTSS, before everybody else said, you got to look at this, you got to look at this. Our Jack Northrop teachers have always looked at the whole child. This year, though, we're really focusing on how do we support our students in the development of their behavior skills and their social emotional skills. So we're taking different tools that we're being provided through the district. We done training for all of our staff in PBIS and safety. Every Tuesday when our safety staff has an overlap, we're doing little mini trainings to help support their development, because you know that's where we get the most turnover, is in our safety staff. We're doing PLC work and professional development for teachers in understanding the academic and the behavior data that we have, as well as providing individualized support for our teachers with both the counselors and one of us administrators, and helping to determine and target some of the needs that our students have had. There's a tool that's called the SIMS tool, and it stands for Student Intervention and Management System, and it's a way we can diagnose or better align behavior intervention for our students. So we've been using that, and the chart up there is kind of how we're using the data to determine who needs to be in a counseling group, who needs school-based mental health, who needs SEL intervention, and then we're creating what we're going to call the CBS room, the Counseling, Behavior, and SEL room. So our students will go there for intervention. And with that, that's like I said, we're redesigning our learning statement. We put community center and our wellness people all together, so we have a one-stop shop for that. We're doing our CBS, our counseling, behavior, and SEL intervention together. We're also doing an academic intervention center. And then once we get all those spaces moved around, then I'll finally have the space to put back something our site needs, which is a sensory center. We have 3 primary mild, moderate SDC classes, and we don't have a sensory. But we're having a lot of dysregulation because they don't have anywhere to go and just be free and do the things that they need to help regulate themselves. And we're going to conclude, we're going to launch tonight with our brand new Jack Northrop video. Go ahead, Billy.
Hello, Jack Northrop community. I am Mrs. Harmon, Jack Northrop's principal. Welcome to our beautiful school. At Jack Northrop, we believe in providing inclusive environments in which all children can learn. Come on, let's go check out what our explorers are up to.
One thing I love about working here at Jack Northrop is all my students can come to me from former years. They come and they volunteer in my classrooms. I love my class, I love the students, and I love our Jack Northrop family. One thing that puts a smile on my face when I think about coming to work is my kids went here when they were little. When I walk the halls, I can always remember seeing their little faces and all the things we did with them. So it holds a really special place in my heart. I love Jack Northrop.
My favorite thing about teaching is when a student has a light bulb moment, is what we call it. It's when they finally understand something, and it just brings me so much joy because I'm helping them. Everybody's so friendly. They're really helpful. It's a community that collabs and works in teams and thrives that way, and I appreciate it.
The parents really enjoy dropping off their kids and see how they grow through the years from kindergarten to 5th grade. They enjoy the positive environment that we present here at Jack Northrop. The kids they're like sponges, they just absorb everything, and it's just great to watch them grow from the beginning to the end of the year.
I love being able to help the children to learn in all academics and social skills, and then just being able to see them being engaged in the classroom.
I not only work here, but I also have 2 students who go here. So they really get along with everybody, the staff. They just kind of grow their relationships more as they come. They love the kindness, the support, all the friendly staff and students, how everybody just kind of takes care of one another.
What puts a smile on my face is knowing that my kids are going to be eager to learn and looking forward to the light bulbs turning on when we're learning a lesson.
I love interacting with the kids. I love being able to go around into all the classrooms. I love how these walls turn three-dimensional and just take on a life of their own. And I like interacting with the community before and after school. I just like education and teaching.
I not only work here, but I attended as a student as well. It's so nice to walk the same halls under a different scope, under a different perspective, and be able to give back to the school that I once was at.
So thank you very much for the presentation. Thank you for bringing the students. It's great. And Miss Poles. All right. Great. Two great presentations. Knowledgeable, Jack Northrop. What can we continue on with? How about Erie and an ELO update? And you're right, students that were here for Jack Northrop, thank you very much, are excused to run home and do your homework. Bye. Got a big group here, Aries. ELP rolls deep.
Let us begin. Good evening and thank you. Board President Wynn, Superintendent Dr. Marietti, board members, executive cabinet, audience, family, and friends. I am the awesomely proud director of the ELOP department or program of the Lancaster School District, and I would like to thank you for this opportunity for us to present to you what ELOP is all about. And with that, hello from ELO. I have with me some of our very dynamic team members. We are a large department, but we are like octopus, we are everywhere. So when I say your name, please stand up. We have our administration team, and that is Astrid, Miss Christine, Miss Fern, Miss Latina, and Miss Melissa. At the front office, the ladies, we have Miss Sonia, Miss Celeste, Miss Stephanie, Miss Jennifer, and Miss Lorena. Team, the crew, that is Miss Viviana, Mr. David, and Miss Elizabeth. All of these people help to make sure that we hit our mission and vision. And currently, ELP runs before school, after school, or supports before school, after school, non-school days at 19 of our 23 sites. We plan supportive and inclusive, engaging activities for our TK through 8th grade students. These enrichment and cover social emotional learning, physical activities, academic enrichment, plus they are all driven by student interest. This 100% aligns with our mission and vision. We are now going to shift into all of the things that ELOP does, and I am going to ask Ms. Melissa to come up and talk to you about our main providers.
Our main providers are responsible for all students during their programming hours. In order to provide the best, safest, and most supportive environment for all our students, all of our site leads and program leaders are trained in CKH, PBIS, technology, Keenan, and more. They also create lesson plans that expand the students' experiences by thinking of creative ways to conduct disguised learning. So let's meet our providers. We have Stansar. Uplift. And on this slide, you're going to see a list of all of our vendors that are used throughout our ELO programming for enrichment for all of our students. Yep. Miss Astrid.
Miss Astrid is going to give you data.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to present the work that goes into conducting ELO programming. The data reflected in this slide is a glimpse of last school year and this school year's programming thus far. The 23-24 school year ended with 1,747 students enrolled in our after-school program at all 19 sites. We also held a total of 36 non-school days that included transportation for all students that needed it. So far this year, we have 2,052 students enrolled in our after-school programming. We again have 36 non-school days planned, with 20 of those days already in the books. 18 of those days were held in our July summer program, where we serviced 1,228 students at 2 school sites, participating in a total of 21 field trips and 2 on-site presentations. Aside from school-to-school transportation, we always ensure that students that travel outside of the AV for field trips travel in style in charter buses, where lessons are conducted to and from the trip to ensure that 9-hour school day with the disguised learning. As you can see, the work that ELO office conducts is a labor of love, and one that cannot be done without our entire ELO team's commitment, as well as the classifications that you see listed on the side of the slide. I'm sorry, I'm a little under the weather and I need to cough. We have over 200 classified staff and teachers working with us in our after-school and non-school day programming. We contract over 50 providers and community members that help us provide all these services to the students during all programming days. All our programming is based on student voice. We survey students, families, and staff throughout the school year, not only to enhance our enrichment opportunities, but also to make sure that we provide the students with opportunities that can lead them to great career paths. The 80+ clubs that do not include sports that ELO supports and oversees, as you will see in the next slides. Thank you.
It's next.
Good evening. Our program offers students the opportunity to collaborate with each other. We'll run year-round in 5 sessions, each session lasting between 6 to 7 minutes. At ELO, we strive to provide students with a wide variety of clubs, ranging from student council to Girls on the Run and everything in between. Did you know that ELO supports more than 80 clubs district-wide? We have the Environmental Club at Fulton and Salisbury, basketball at Endeavor, and the Awesome Crochet Club at New Vista, just to name it. Did you notice the cute little crochet bag in the corner?
As you can tell, we run a very robust program throughout the Lancaster School District, but it's always great to have your eyes set forward. And so we have some future endeavors. Our first future endeavor is in the 25-26 school year, where our goal is to make sure that we are in all of our schools in the school district, meaning either before school, after school, non-school days, our clubs, or family nights. Our next goal is going to be scheduled for the 28th school year, where we are hoping to have a completion on our sports complex here at Parkview. We're very excited about this. This sports complex will give our program, our district, our schools, and our community a dedicated site in the afternoon where they can host their games, host community events, host school events. So it will encompass this area, and then we already have parking and our sports complex right next door. And this one is a personal dream of mine, so that means it needs to be a future endeavor goal, is Sleepaway Science Camp. I know. Where we send either fourth graders going into fifth grade or fifth graders to sleepaway science camp, or seventh graders going into eighth graders or eighth graders to science camp, because they will be taking the science test. They are scheduled for the science test. But there is nothing greater than there's learning, and then there's disguised learning. So sleepaway science camp is a goal and a dream of mine. I am now going to turn it over to Miss Christine, who is going to give us a couple more of our ELO highlights.
Excited to share some ELO highlights. We have a hip hop team at Jack Northrop. We have a performance team at New Vista. We have a robotics team at Bolton and Osbury. We have a dance team at El Dorado. We have the Photogo at Joshua. And we have canvas and music during our non-school days, and so much more. So I want to share an exciting video with you. So Billy, go ahead and drop that video.
And the kids love the music program. I think it's their favorite. We love it. We hear the music outside. Sounds so cool and so fun, and the kids love it. So thank you for having this program at the school.
Thank you again, Board President Wynn, Superintendent Dr. Marietti, for this opportunity, for allowing us to tell you all about ELOP and everything that we do within the district before school, after school, or non-school days. And with that, I'm going to close out with a smallish gift for you, and then open the floor for any questions.
Right. Right. I'm sure that you know the board and the district is eager to participate in your goal of a science camp. I know you go to down the road every year, and we have since my kids were in school, and I had to sleep in front of the tent door, keep the kids from running around at night. But you know what? Having our own will be great. And having our own sports complex here at Parkview, what a great start for all of the students that we have here. So for all of your team, thank you very much Not hesitate to ask. There's 5 of us, and I'm sure all support you. And I know Dr. Marietti does too. Thank you very much for the swag. We're going to move on to public hearing. Notice intent, adopt alternate school facility public hearing. There was an open meeting, I guess.
Well, Mr. Wynn, this is the study that we perform every year in order to maintain level 2 developer fee collection status, which is above the statutory level 1 fee. So we conduct the analysis each year. We look at the yield of students for recently constructed homes. We also look at the projection for the number of homes that are going to be constructed in the future. We apply those yields to those new constructions, and it tells us we're going to get so many more students. And then correspondingly, we calculate then what developers must pay each square foot of new residential construction. So this study performs that complete calculation as prescribed by law. And you'll see later on in the agenda, item 14B, that the actual study itself is there to consider.
I just read something in today, I think it's the law has changed where we can't collect fees on permitting now. Now it's going to be at the end after occupancy. Is that going to cause us some problems?
It freaked me out a little bit when I saw it, but there are exclusions. And as I read a little bit deeper into it, I think we meet those exclusions. One of the key ones is that we have to have a facilities master plan for 5 years. And lo and behold, the board approved that about 1.5 years ago. It's a 10-year plan. We're good for 10 years. And the other component was very simple to meet. So we believe that we can continue collecting fees from the developers prior to the city issuing the building permits. The way this new law is written is that it would allow developers to pay occupancy of the home, which then would delay the collection of those.
And I saw that today also. Is there any other questions or concerns? Seeing none, hearing none. We'll close the and go to number 14. Action items from business. Approval of a change order for Jack Northrop Elementary. Back replacement. Have a motion. Second. By Mr. A shame. Probably like this.
Yeah, this is the third of, I hope it's the last one too. This is related to something I brought to the board a number of months ago that talked about when we created the specs for these HVAC systems and we got it all submitted and we let contracts. Suddenly new thermostat technology came out and it's greatly advanced. And so this change order allows us then to swap out as they're putting in those units with the newer thermostats. There is a cost, but if you recall, the key value in this is the ability to have a district-wide energy management system at one point of location to be able to monitor literally every HVAC unit district.
What is it that we use as our monitor for all?
Well, that's the thing is we have as of yet to put together and bring all these elements together, that would be a probably in conjunction with the architect and a consultant who would, this is a number of different softwares that we could choose that would work with the system. But until we get all the HVAC units in it, we're not going to launch in yet to the total energy management system. Because we still got a few more schools to finish out their HVAC systems. Once that, and it's expensive too, to bring this in. So knock on wood, if the bond passes, we'll have some available revenue source, be able to put together a proposal, bring it to the board. And I would love to bring in a vendor to demonstrate what some of the capabilities of these systems are.
Yeah, that's what I'd really like to see in the future is where we can have a conglomerate that takes care of all of our schools, right? And oversees the costs. I will do that. All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
B is the adoption of the resolution 2024-25. Resolution approving the school facility. Adopting alternative school. Okay.
Second. And just a quick summary to give you an idea. The fee from the last time we did the report a year ago was $4.68 per square foot. And fee will be $5.12. It's really the only change.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Vote passes. And item C. Motion for the approval and ratification of agreements with Xerox Financial Services.
So second.
Motion by Ms. Pam.
I was the dreaded day I have to bring a contract ratification to board. And I'm the guy always talking about no ratification, and here I have a ratification. There's a bit of a story, and what's going on is we have a contract with Xerox for our copier needs. And it was one large contract that represented multiple copiers. Well, once that contract was let, and this was back when Ms. Cooksey was the assistant superintendent, we've of course added more copiers. Unbeknownst to anybody is that those copiers should have had their own separate agreements, but they were paid under the umbrella of that big first agreement. So we added a bunch of copiers, but we didn't increase any of the funding. And eventually these new copiers drew down the funding for the other group. We ran out of money. Then we came to the realization, oh, these should have been under something separate, a separate ratification or a separate agreement, which got us thinking that, you know, we're always going to be adding new copiers or taking copiers away. And there's got to be a better way to formulate this contract. So Brandon Weber shared with me just today a response back from Xerox that says, yes, we can develop a contract that allows us to add and remove copiers under one set of terms and one service term length without always having to come back to the board. Because what I don't want to do is every time we add a copier, come back to the board with a new copier agreement, We want to keep it under one umbrella. So I was thrilled today to hear that Xerox has a solution for us, which should resolve this problem for the future. We know now that, you know, we're not going to delay, you know, as we work out this contract, if a new copier has to come forward, we're going to push it through because people need their copiers. But I anticipate that we'll come back to board with a brand new overall agreement that'll roll all of these together and then create that flexibility to add or move. We know we can do that because if Xerox confirmed with us today, they have that type of structure. So now that we know we can do it, we just need to get with Xerox and say, let's flesh it out. So I hope to come back to the board sometime in November with a new contract that basically sunsets the other one and resurrects it with all these machines and the ability to add more. This just covers the machines that were added over the last 12 months, but never came on the board. So
all in favor, say aye. Aye. Vote passes 5-0. Item 15, educational services action items. Approval of agreement with amateurs, agents of change.
Moved.
Mr. Giles. Second. Mary Ann. Person. Go to. And are you here by yourself?
Yes.
Three questions.
Any questions? I do have a few. First of all, tutors are from where?
So they are going to be coming from an organization entitled Agents of Change. This organization is known to be able to provide support with youth, people of age to be able to support in a tutoring, to be able to support our schools in a tutoring capacity. Basically, these people are going to be providing our kids in our middle schools, our middle schools who are implementing the ABBIT program, with support in tutoring during specific classes that are geared towards that tutoring piece. So they do so in such a way where they build in a 7-to-1 tutoring ratio. So you've got 7 students to one tutor, or where the kids are able to build on their school day, build on the standards-based curriculum that they're working on in their other classes, come to this table with questions, and these tutors will support those the children with those in answering those questions in such a way that they're not. Well, in education, we don't like to give answers. We like to get kids to be able to come up with their own answers, constructive way of thinking. So what we try to do is we train those tutors to be able to be in a position to ask questions to bring kids along so that they can answer the questions on their own, and then eventually become, lifelong. The idea is lifelong learning. This kind of piece.
Are the students and tutors, are they qualified?
They will be. So what we're going to do is when they come into the system, as we bring this, should we get this approved, what we're going to do is we're going to, we've got training scheduled through Added Center to be able to help us out and be able to make that happen. And that'll happen before, there's going to be 2 sets of training. The first set of training is going to be, will be scheduled in late October, and then the next set would be after their first couple of days so that they can have some context as to what it is to actually be a tutor in an Added classroom.
And all of the training for the student or the tutors, is that part of the contract?
So we have a contract through Los Angeles County Office of Education, CCR unit, the Career and College Readiness Unit. They are going to be supporting us with that particular training specifically.
So we're not going to be paying for that.
We're not paying any more money than we would already be paying for.
Well, our schedules, I mean, if I remember this coming before the board before, it was the students or the tutors were coming from high school or college.
So
college.
Yeah, we're using these students will be coming from college, from our college, our local college, university. Antelope Valley College. So become from Antelope Valley College, and they will be coming to us with full training on that side. And then on top of that, we're also going to be getting they'll be getting professional training, like their own professional training, to be able to support their own hopeful later career endeavors. The benefit of this is that it's twofold. I've been an avid. I came to you from Eastside Elementary School District, having been one of the first schools in this area to open up a showcase school, not national, but a showcase school for this area to be able to bring in elementary schools. The benefit to this program for kids is so vast that it gives kids, and when you bring the tutors in, what it provides is that aspect of mentorship that, to be honest with you, our students, they need to be able to see what they can be in front of them. It's got to be in front of them on a consistent basis. It's like, I can't be a great football player unless I see, or a great linebacker unless I've seen, or defensive end, Lyle Alzado play the game. So I need to know what's going on. I use the Raiders as a particular.
That's all part of equity too, though.
Absolutely, you got to see it.
You have to be able to see your future, to know what you can do.
Absolutely.
And see somebody that's participating in it.
Absolutely.
To have a, what they call a icon.
Absolutely.
So, and you searched all Avid related.
So we've looked at other various areas to be able to try to find us a space where specifically in this area we can make this happen. I actually tapped into a local resource that had some issues and able to get us the people that we were going to need and to get them numbers that we're looking to try to bring in. So this is our option. So here's the great thing behind this. I'm just going to go over here so I can see what you see. We're looking at being able to bring in 4 tutors per school site that we're going to be working with. So currently, right now, we're focusing on the middle schools, or the schools that are implementing middle school Avid. So those schools at this particular point in time are going to be New Vista. They're implementing hard right now. They're implementing. Paiute is implementing. Endeavor is implementing. John and Jacqueline Miller is also. So we're looking at about 16 tutors. And it's going to be 4 tutors per site for up to 3 days, a week, which is huge. So the schedule, we're still working out the schedules, again, upon approval. However, the schedule would look at like a beginning of or late morning start time, because that's when you start to see the app elected start to take off. Then into at the after school time.
And I think how do you know that? Because you're talking about a ratio of 1 to 7.
7 to 1.
So I think that they're going to be able to really give the student what they need. Do you think that a number concerns me? Would you have a 1 to 7?
So not all of our students at these schools are in the Avid program. So these are going to be for the students that are in the Avid program. And I'm saying Avid a lot, so I'm just going to tell you what it means. It's advancement via individual determination. It's a career and college readiness program that actually has a proven effect on students being able to actually achieve to higher degrees. The focused student group in this area is usually that student who's at a 2.0, usually 2.0 type of area. However, we usually are we're working with those students to be able to build them up and give them the study skills, give them the interpersonal skills, give them the relational skills, give them the capacity to be able to work back and forth with, board members, have conversations with board members and people who are, up in society, to be able to provide them with that aspect to be able to have good conversations and really be able to continue to learn. That's the goal of this program. And we are implementing it at various middle or elementary schools as well.
Bringing the supporting I think this will be a great boost.
I believe so as well.
Any other questions? Call for the vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay. So, vote passes 4-1. Approval of, thank you very much. Approval of a memorandum of understanding with unbundled sorry, I'm just having to put my glasses on. Memorandum of understanding with unbound yeah, and for Padres Optando or El Desario. Anyway, can I have a motion? Somebody.
I made a motion.
Okay, thanks, Keith. Greg, you, that as a second?
Cindy provided me a translation for it. Parents opting for the development, teaching, and realization of. Yeah, that would have been helpful. So it's a wonderful opportunity for our parents. Programs funded. So it's free of charge. It's designed for Spanish. By Spanish speaking. Different modules. Readiness. Each session emphasizes the benefit. Multilingual, teaches content in a culture responsive manner. So should be not only talk about school readiness, but also is that literacy connection. You can see how the children if they don't speak Spanish. See how they can make connections to the different.
See, that's only for. Is that correct?
What the window is that we. It's 3 duration.
This doesn't seem like long enough.
Correct.
Or is it just open?
It's open to audience, Spanish speaking families who would be interested in helping support their children. So it doesn't.
No further questions. All in favor, say aye. This is fine. Number 16, approval of provisional internship permit for 24-25 school year. Madison Davis, multiple subject. Maldonado. Right. All in favor?
Aye.
5-0.
Same
as in the board.
So we've got to get approved.
Sir?
Yeah, get them approved as their principal.
Little off.
Yeah, you're just a little off.
Right. Well,
You already- yeah,
oh. Thank you.
Did you want to vote?
Okay.
What are you trying to talk about? All right, addressing the board. Individuals who wish to address the board may complete a speaker card and present it and any supporting documents to the superintendent's assistant or other district official prior to the start of the meeting. Personal information such as student, parent, guardian's name, address, phone, date of birth, email address, or other directory information as directed defined by the ed code. The board the superintendent shall recognize individuals who wish to speak. Individuals wishing to present testimony to the board concerning specific items on the agenda may do so once that item has been moved, seconded, and is on the floor for discussion. Time limits of 3 minutes. Person, 20 minutes per item shall be allowed. First,
We have no speakers this evening.
TA. The SEA. Al.
Again, everyone. I don't have a lot, but I do want to just bring the message to you from our members of TAL. We're all working harder than ever, and we're really trying to focus on providing rich educational experience for the kids. And in addition to that, we want to provide them with opportunities outside of the classroom. I'm doing a basketball camp at Endeavor, and you saw all of the things that are happening. A lot of our members are involved in that, and we're enjoying it with the kids. The other thing that I wanted to do, because I got members who listen, I wanted to remind them about the blood drive, the Star Wars blood drive on October 24th, and it's here at Parkview in the gym. Boardroom. Okay. So anyway, I gave blood last week over at Endeavor. And so I had people asking me about it, and I told them that I would do a reminder here to go out the 24th, come here and donate blood. And I guess there's going to be a Star Wars movie playing as well. So anyway, I hear it's a really great time. And just that quick reminder, I hope you all are doing well and have a great remainder of the month. I will see you on the 5th.
Thank you, Gina. That will move into the consent agenda items. Superintendent. Are there any questions or? That's okay. Quite a few of the administrative regulations and board, or not changes, but realignment because of the new CS laws. And I also would like to thank low C for the donations. Welcome along. Anything we get for the families here in the Yellow Valley, fantastic. And quite a turnout. Food drives, the food banks, different agendas over at our venues at the gymnasium. So thank you all very much for your help. Thank you all very much for being part of that. Favor? Aye. Consent agenda items for business. Promotion. Motion by Ms. Mann. By Ms. Nelson. Are there any questions? Well, Rosemary did have a question. Arbitrage. Want to explain that one more time?
Sure. When we sell, whether they be through the GEO bond or the bond for the CFD, the district has an option to sell tax exempt bonds, which whoever buys the bond does not have to pay tax on the earnings, or we sell standard bonds. And the difference between the two, the tax exempt status is tax exempt bonds have a lower yield. We have to make sure that when the district collects those proceeds from the sales of those bonds, we do not earn more in the county treasury interest than the bonds themselves pay in interest. Otherwise, that's called arbitrage. And so we contract with the company to do that analysis to make sure we didn't realize arbitrage. If we do, we forfeit that eventually to the federal government. If we don't do this analysis and there is arbitrage, those bonds lose tax exempt status, in which case all the people who bought the bonds would be very angry with us and would want a piece of our hide. So we make sure to do the analysis and pay off any arbitrage. In all my years, I can only remember one time we had arbitrage here. We wrote a check to the federal government. We were good and even. So this is an important thing that we have to do on occasion. I think it's every 5 years to make sure we meet the obligation to the bond purchasers.
Any other question? Hold on, in favor, say aye. Number 20, educational services, items 28 to 20N. Motion.
It's I called Greg TV many times.
I know that. I've been called your dad.
Okay.
All right. Are there any questions? And I'll make mention to North Grumman for their grant to Fulton Mill Spring. It's a good thing we have these companies in the valley that are coming forth and coming to help our schools. I think when I talk to people and let them know we have 22 schools in Lancaster, friends of mine in Iowa went, what? 22 schools? I said, yes, and almost 15,000 students. They're take a whole different look at what we do, how important all of us are. The future teachers, the administrators. Thank you all very, very much. And I'll call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Vote passes. And the item number 21, human resources. Dan? Second by Mr. Carlson.
Sure did.
Are there any questions or comments?
It's good to see. Thanks. AKA the Williams.
Is that right? Coordinator of multilingual learner.
Those were changed to reflect the correct supervisor.
The Williams uniform. 0. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 0. An agenda item, student and family services.
I'll second it.
Gonna see at the end of the year, Dr. McGann, the storybook.
Yeah, we have all sorts of stories to tell, and we get the animated version to be back out in public. Popular demand.
Sweet.
I know we saw one last year. That was great.
People are shocked by how the likeness of it.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
And it was pretty close. All in favor, say aye. Vote pass. So. Policy discussion. Do you have anything? Legislation part of it?
Nope. Here with your board member electronic communications. Serial meeting on the side. No, we never have. Sam, we need to be careful.
You have to be careful separating your personal opinions from your opinions as a board. It's just asking you to make sure you're very clear about this is my personal opinion versus this is my opinion.
It's better just not to talk and trust you.
And then again, going back to actually the whole district.
It's mostly about your social media and how you're communicating. They're making it very clear because you have a right to be an individual person. As long as you make it very clear, I'm speaking as an individual. Try to keep this all out.
Well, you have a lot to input to this our school oversight, Jordan. We're looking forward to it. I think this is a year that some of the renewals come forward. No, we had to put it off for 2 years. All right, well, we'll move on to comments from the board.
Okay. You sure you don't want Mr. TV? No, I'll do it. Okay. Well, congratulations again to our Latino Knowledge Bowl winners. Looks like they were knowledgeable and had a good time. Thanks to Jack Northrop for their presentations. It's nice to see that they're doing great and they're still there and things are moving forward and seeing the excited teachers and know some of them. So that's kind of cool. Enjoyed the kids choir, super fun giving the pins, and man, those little third graders, they liked it. So that's cool. Thanks for the ELOP update. That's always exciting. And swag is fun. And I learned a little bit more about that. I guess they're in charge of pretty much every like school club. I didn't realize they were in charge of that too, but so that's kind of cool. I learned something. Avid. It's always good to see the Avid moving forward. It's been kind of a cool thing for a really long time. And I know I had kids go through it. I think you even interviewed one back in the day, didn't you? Yeah. So you know, so it's like a small world sometimes, but yeah. And thanks, Tal, for working harder. I mean, the teachers, I know they're working. I don't see any of them that I know saying, man, it was so easy this week. But you know, they love their jobs and they keep going forward. So I appreciate you guys. So anyway, and blood drive 24th of October, I can't donate this time either. So somebody donate for me. I'll take the cupcake, but I can't.
To everything that you said. Yes, please donate blood. It's very important. I'll see you guys there.
Yeah.
Keep them coming. Again, thank you for all the donations. Lucy and thank you for everything.
Okay, yeah, it was great to see the Latino Knowledge Bowl winners. It was awesome to see how much work goes into it. So it involves not just the students, but the parents, the staff, and
And so it builds up a lot of school pride, and great job for keeping that going and expanding it. Also great to see the ELO update. Amazing all people did that. Thanks for congratulating them and you know, so we could see everyone that's behind all that work that everyone does. And then also Jack Northrop, it was neat to see the school spirit. Even some of the people working there are former students, so that was neat to see. And also the picture from 20 years ago, can't believe it. Been that long, but the school still looks really good. It looks just like it did 20 years ago. So keep it up, and it still looks great. And the programs are still going strong there. So great for that, and a great evening.
Yes, I'll echo everything everyone said for our knowledgeable winners and contestants. And you can go after. Want to go now? Okay. Knowledgeable, yeah. And I look forward to our next knowledgeable, our knowledgeable, and also acknowledge Jack Northrop and our ELO program and all the great things. I do also want to acknowledge our ASB students who attended an ASB conference in Pasadena today, and I really wanted to get out there and be with them, but a little busy and didn't get out there. But I heard that they had a wonderful time, and we're really excited as we grow our leaders, our student leaders here in Lancaster. So,
don't you forget about me. I'm going to remind you. Well, I'd like to start off by congratulating all the schools that showed up and showed out at the Latino Knowledge Bowl. You have not had an opportunity to go and see the amazing work that these kids put in and just the vast amount of knowledge that they take in and that they have to remember, regurgitate in a very, very quick timely manner. You've really missed our respect. So we do have the Black Knowledge Bowl that will be coming up in January. February? Okay. So if you have an opportunity, you should really get out and see that. Awesome performance and presentation from Jack Northrop, and happy anniversary. Erie, love your enthusiasm for your program. You know, I've gotten a lot of good feedback. I still have a lot of schools that are waiting to get their thing started. So, but I just love what the energy that you put into it and the work that your team is putting in. So thank you so much. Just a reminder about our literacy event that'll be occurring this Saturday from 10 to 2 here at the Parkview campus. So I believe Bart said you're still looking for some readers to come out. So when you guys want to read out to some kids, by all means, come volunteer and join us. We drive as well this Friday, Sam. So again, for those of you that are watching, those of you in the audience, we can always use as many hands as we can preparing the bags and loading the cars. So another good thing too. Other than that, thank you.
Thank you. Well, my input's going to only be that thank you, Pam, for all that you have done with CASA and all the food giveaway. It's fantastic. Anybody wants to take a look, come by on a Friday morning, 7 a.m. That's 2 hours before we start. The line is already around to Avenue J, down and all the way here to the building. So if you want to see just what our people are doing, come and take a look. It's outstanding. And you're right, Mark did ask for volunteers for reading this Saturday at the Literacy Fest. So again, if You know anybody that wants to read and doesn't get the names wrong like I do? It's perfect. Ernie, thank you so much for the shirt. It's great. And you do live your dream. We do want to see a science center, science camp here at Lancaster School District. We want to see a sports complex here at Lancaster School District. Our students have so much enthusiasm, so much going on in their lives, as shown by Carla every day on the webs, on Facebook, on Instagram, and everywhere. So we got to keep these students that enthusiastic for their future. Teachers are doing a great job. I have to hand it to them. Administration is doing a fantastic job. Even more people, as we can see in our weekly or our bi-weekly report on hiring. And we're getting new teachers, new substitute teachers, new paras, new everybody. We're getting a lot of new employees. So keep that up. Keep showing the people of the Antelope Valley how important it is for our district. Alicia, thank you for bringing Jamal with you tonight. He deserves a special round of thanks and applause for all he does for the knowledge goal. It's fantastic. That, I'll ask for an adjournment at 7:38. All in favor? All right, sorry.
So moved. So moved. Yes, I think so.
Motion by Keith Giles, second by Rosemary Bannon. All in favor? Aye. 0.